hold on, is your work truly done? For some games, the ending is just the beginning of a whole new set of endings. That's right, we're diving into the world of multiple endings. Join us as we explore 5 video games where your choices have lasting consequences, shaping the fate of the characters and the world itself. Get ready for twists, turns, and maybe even a little replay value as we uncover the games with the most endings. And at number 5, Nier Automata. As far as deep lore is concerned, few studios can claim to have a connected narrative that spans over countless years across their titles like that of the Nier games. Nier Automata. The story is set thousands of years in the future, where a war between human-made androids and machines from another planet is taking place. Nier Automata has 26 different endings, 5 of which are considered to be the main ones. The rest of them range from hilarious to random, and each ending further adds charm to the characters and the post-apocalyptic world they inhabit. And at number 4, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt has a whopping 36 different endings. 3 of them are connected to the main story, and the rest are determined by the choices the player makes for or against numerous characters they interact with throughout their playthrough. For the main story, players have the option of getting good, bad, and neutral endings depending on how Geralt interacted with and trained Ciri for the game's biggest conflict. Other side quests have key character endings, such as the Bloody Baron, Radovid the Stern, and Emry var Emrys, all of which depend on what actions the player chose while completing their side missions. Then of course, there's Geralt's ending with whoever he romances. Players can pursue Triss, Yennefer, both, or neither of them. And at number 3, Detroit Become Human. Detroit Become Human is a game that takes a deep dive into artificial intelligence and humanity's reliance on it as AI slowly becomes sentient. Players guide 3 androids and shape whether their sentience is influenced for better or worse, sporting a whopping 85 endings that revolve around the player's choice, picking what Connor, Kara, Marcus, and even the supporting characters' actions will affect what kind of endings players will get at the end of their playthrough. There are tons of scenarios that branch out from choosing something over another action, which means no 2 players can have the exact endings after beating this game. And at number 2, Star Ocean: The Second Story. The Star Ocean franchise dates back to 1996 and has a strong fan base that holds the games in high regard. One of the beloved titles is Star Ocean: The Second Story, which follows the story of Claude and Reyna, paving the way for 2 different playthroughs. On the side of endings, Star Ocean. The second story has 86 different endings that are mostly dependent on how the character's emotional level is toward the other characters. Trying to get all the endings would mean having a checklist of which characters have to get together or not, and multiple playthroughs. And at number 1, Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3 is the much-awaited continuation of a critically acclaimed franchise from the Dungeons & Dragons universe. The third game is set 142 years after the second game, and right after the events of the Descent into Avernus storyline in the Dungeons & Dragons 5e module. Baldur's Gate 3 gives players tons of scenarios that can branch out into different outcomes. From choosing NPCs or companions to literally or figuratively stab in the back to aligning with different guilds, Baldur's Gate 3 has 17,000 possible endings for new and veteran players to discover. Multiple endings offer a unique way to experience a story, and the choices you make truly matter. So tell us in the comments below, which game on this list surprised you the most with its branching narratives? And hey, if you enjoyed this dive into branching narratives, don't forget to like and subscribe. We've got tons of upcoming videos exploring game stories, characters, and the craziest choices you can make. Until next time, keep on gaming.